Tonight on DC News Now, the House votes to reopen the government. What it'll take to get essential services running again. Two moms suing their school district.
This type of conduct just completely cannot be accepted.
They say their children who have autism were tied to a chair.
We're tracking the mainly clear skies, cold temperatures overnight, but seasonable to round out the work week the next couple days. More details on that forecast coming up.
The dazzle in the sky in the DMV.
Keep in mind that your camera can see it better than you can. That's where a lot of these pictures are coming from.
How you can see the northern lights like many have already captured in photos.
On this vote, the yeas are 222, the nays are 209. The bill is passed.
Breaking news tonight, the House approving a partial funding proposal to reopen the government through the end of January. Thank you so much for joining us on DC News Now at 9. I'm Susan Tran. Chris Flanagan has a night off. The White House says President Trump will sign it at 9:45 tonight, putting an end to the longest shutdown on day 43. At Capitol Hill, the vote coming down almost entirely along party lines. 2 Republicans voting against the measure, with 6 Democrats in favor. The bill pays for some services like the military, food benefits, and Veterans Affairs. It also rolls back a shutdown-related layoffs, but Congress still has to create legislation to fully fund the government, or we're just back here at square one on January 30th. Now, many left to wonder when essential services will be returning as well. Federal food benefits, along with are fully funded for 42 million people. Flights, when are they going to be back on schedule? The FAA says that flight cuts will stay at 6% because more air traffic controllers are needed to come back to work. Let's take a live look right now at Reagan National, where FlightAware is reporting there have been roughly 70 delays and more than 30 cancellations. That is fewer than in the past couple of days. DC News Now's Ben Dennis joining us live at DCA. And Ben, what are experts telling you about this return to normal?
Well, the return to normal might take some more time. A couple days ticked off on the calendar. The color on the departure board here at Reagan National remains. The delays are still prevalent, though it does not seem as high as they were just a couple of days ago, let alone the previous weeks during this government shutdown. One industry expert predicts normalcy quite soon. As for people who rely on other government services, that might also take some time.
The fright over flights set to end soon. Air traffic controllers will once again clock in and get a paycheck as the federal government reopens.
Do people have to worry about getting home for the holidays if you already have something booked right now?
I disagree with those that think it's going to be an extended recovery.
Aviation industry expert Kit Darby predicts flight delays and cancellations won't prolong.
And we'll be able to get back to a plan, which will probably be the next day or two. So it's sort of like a bad weather delay where airplanes are everywhere, and it's normally recovered in 2 or maybe 3 days.
SNAP benefits, which largely have been halted, may not arrive at the same time for everyone. Funding will be distributed by states, and those who have partially issued benefits may face glitches in order to send the remaining amount.
Good job! Wow!
Thea Price recently visited a food pantry in Arlington for the first time. Her family has relied on savings and SNAP after being fired from her federal job earlier this year. Her husband also lost his job as a federal contractor. There are hurdles similar to many families.
Food prices, it's rent, it's childcare, it's like all of these things sort of compounding in a way that is just has never been before. It's never been this.
And while services will start to come back online, though slow and steady is going to win the race, there is one key issue that is still up in the air, and that's extending those Obamacare subsidies that helped keep health care premiums low. Democrats fought for that throughout this entire government shutdown. It apparently did not get passed. Republicans and Democrats will still have to come together on the table to resolve that issue. Live at Reagan National Airport, Ben Dennis, back to you.
All right, still a lot to wait and see for, Ben. Thank you. Families in Maryland who rely on SNAP are anxious for a full payment. Montgomery County officials saying that they've only received half of the money they usually get a month. The payment's coming from the state, and it's still not clear when the federal government will be contributing its share. We're going to stay on top of this ongoing process to reopen the government, including the president set to sign the bill at 9:45. We're going to bring you the very latest both on air and online at DCNewsNow.com. All right, we have Chief Meteorologist Jackie Lair. The other thing we were watching out for, those northern lights.
Yes, so still waiting for that, at least here locally. Hopefully we do get to see, a burst of that color. It would still be low on the horizon later on tonight, maybe within the next 2 hours or less. So that is the hope. Still waiting out for that. At least Mother Nature is cooperating. We have those mainly clear skies out there. But if we can't see with the naked eye, then try it out with your cameras. You might be able to see it a little bit better. But anyway, satellite and radar cold front continue to clear the region, allowing for those clearer skies. And we're continuing to see those dry conditions too persisting through the overnight. And that will continue into your Thursday, even into Friday as well. So we're tracking dry conditions all the way through the end of the week. Temperatures out there right now are actually pretty mild, especially when you compare it to yesterday around this time. We're into those upper 40s to lower 50s, 54 right now in DC, 52 up towards Hagerstown. Those winds have picked up a little bit, especially for our far north and westernmost areas. Sustained winds right now at least 20 miles per hour in Hagerstown, 15 to even close to 20 miles per hour farther out towards the north and west. So there are some stronger wind gusts out towards the mountains region closer to DC. Those wind gusts not quite as strong, but we're starting to notice those gusts picking up right around Frederick and Hagerstown. So overnight tonight, still a bit breezy overnight. We'll see those lows back into those 30s. That's what we start off with tomorrow morning. But still, tomorrow, similar to the day today in terms of high temperatures. About more details and time out that 7-day forecast coming up.
Jackie, thank you. Developing now in the district. A student who's rushed to the hospital, 6 others checked out by first responders, all from eating some food that was brought from home. School leaders over at Stephen Kramer Middle School in Southeast saying a student brought the item that had some type of drug in it and shared it with several classmates. It's unclear what they ate. In a letter home, the school says that they are committed to the health and safety of their students, and there will be disciplinary actions along with substance abuse education and prevention sessions. This is a developing story, and we will be sure to bring you the very latest on air and online at DCNewsNow.com. A teen in Maryland is accused of using a ghost gun during a robbery outside of a Prince George's County school. Now, police have arrested Kobe Allen. Investigators say last month the 18-year-old fired a semi-automatic gun, then stole a person's jacket and shoes outside of Bowie High School. Police later found the items in a backpack along with 2 ghost guns and say that one was used in the robbery.
Ghost guns is really a thing that, is really, beyond. That's a legislative matter that needs to be taken up. So that's something that this legislature is going to have to pass legislation that will outlaw these types of handguns and make it difficult for and illegal for people to possess them.
Allen was taken into custody and is facing multiple charges. 2 moms in Maryland are suing Prince George's County, accusing staff at a school of some disturbing discipline. They say their sons, who have autism, were tied to a chair. DC News Now's Yamri Sase joining us live outside of Seat Pleasant Elementary. And Yamri, what is the family's attorney telling you happened here?
Yeah, well, this all happened last month. The family's attorney says these are first grade boys who are autistic and nonverbal. And he says this entire situation is just devastating. Now, he also says this case is more so about making sure that this does not happen again to any other students.
It's absolutely inexcusable.
Jason Kistner with Kistner Law is representing the families of 2 first-grade autistic boys who were allegedly tied to a chair using bungee cords at Seat Pleasant Elementary.
You really have to see it eye to eye to understand that this type of outrageous conduct not only occurred but was tolerated in Seat Pleasant Elementary School.
The incident happened on October 22nd. That's when the mothers of both boys were notified. In a letter to families, the school system confirmed the teacher involved was placed on administrative leave. Kistner says there may be more to this case. He says there's a suspected pattern of misconduct. His office filed a notice of claim on November 4th.
This type of conduct just completely cannot be accepted. These are the most vulnerable children in our community, nonverbal students. And to think that they were tied to chairs by superiors is just atrocious.
Kistner says for these families, justice is about more than compensation. It's about change.
It's about accountability. Accountability for the school system, but also public guarantees that this won't happen again to any families and anyone vulnerable in the community.
In a letter to his office, Kistner says the school system indicated they plan to review the case on Thursday and follow up.
What I'm hoping is that when all parties are at the table that they're acting in good faith, because this is not the type of conduct that could ever be defended.
Now, Kistner says they plan to file a formal lawsuit on Friday. In the meantime, PGCPS says they can't comment on any lawsuit at this time, but they do plan to share more information about their policies and staff training soon. We're now reporting in Seat Pleasant, Maryland. I'm Yalmarie Sase, DC News Now.
Yalmarie, thank you. Some teamwork from some Commanders legends. They put together care packages for troops. Josh Morgan and Rocky McIntosh, along with Major Tutty and the Command Force, as you can see here, volunteering for the Pack for Troops event. The Commanders say that they put together 2,000 boxes that are now headed over to the USO over at BWI. An update now on the 6 newborn puppies found inside of a shoebox along a walking path there in Fauquier County, Virginia. Those are the puppies right there. The sheriff telling us that they've been reunited with their mom, and it's possible this is mom here thanks to, in part, our coverage. But they're still trying to figure out who abandoned those puppies in the first place. Coming up on DC News Now, using technology to make streets safer, the community in Maryland taking to AI to drive down crashes. We're helping you stretch your dollar as you plan your Thanksgiving feast, where you will find the best deals on dinner in the DMV. Then at 9:30, see you later, alligator. This cool guy getting a new home. Find out who he's hanging with in the DMV.